put it in an underground tank, and start treating it with wastewater treatment plant. And I told you, right now, we don't have any single wastewater treatment plant that can handle such an effluent. So the one NNPC has been scooping from Diamond Estate, where are they taking it to? That's $1 million question I want to ask NNPC.
So we've not addressed that particular question yet.
No. And I want to tell you, I want to live. I need water. I want to offer myself.
You need water. We also need petrol.
Yes.
Because right now we're also looking at that particular pipeline, the systems to be. You said has suffered how many ruptures?
Over 774.
Over 774. Some of them man-made. I mean,
man-made.
Yes.
Some are just due to geo-environmental exposure stresses on the.
What would you advise be done to systems to be itself?
Is to carry out environmental audits. Carry out environmental audit. And Lagos state governments, they have this GPS. They've marked all the houses in Lagos, about 1.2 million houses structure in their GPS. Let them go to that system line, identify structure on that system line, ask the landlord, let them produce their paper, document, who gave them authority to build on the system line. It's not about relocating the pipeline.
So it was wrong in the first place
to
build on that system.
Because from inception, right of way was given by federal government. And there is EIA law that says before you construct any developmental edifice or anywhere, you must seek permission, you must do your EIA. Who gave those people permit to construct?
Because if they had done that EIA,
you will discover, if you have done, maybe in the past, they might have done the EIA for the pipeline installation. But if the repeated audit is being done, it's an existing structure, you will know when you are constructing. I'm not supposed to dig more than 2 meters because the NNPC pipeline is buried maybe below 2 meters.
Well, I mean, let's look at the case of Diamond Estate, for instance. Now, you said was built, is it at the downstream area where the pipe was upstream? So the pipe really had nothing to do. Nothing to do with them. Believe me, my but still they suffered.
Yes, they suffered it. Let me just give you the science behind it. When we got to site, we met an NNPC official carrying out just to take out safety precautions. The dog, they were looking for problem. I said, you cannot find this thing. This thing has been a problem from the past. Rupture pipe, a petroleum product will gush out and it will sink into the underground water. It's due to attenuation from the previous maybe pipeline vandalism and this. And the question is, ask NNPC. When they pump fuel from Massimi to their depot, did they not have record that some is missing? So what are they looking for? You pump something, if you pump 5,000 cubic meters from Massimi, and you are expected to receive 5,000 cubic meters from Atlascope, you are expected to receive 5,000 cubic meters in Massimi. And if you don't have the right quantity, you don't need any rocket science to determine that something is leaking.
Yeah, but what if they think it's just due to vandals that they haven't caught? Because we've seen other vandals in other parts.
Vandal. What I'm now saying, what are they supposed to do to monitor that pipeline? And to make sure, in fact, you can even change, there is so many ways we can do. You can change maybe the metal pipeline into HDPE pipe that cannot be broken. It might be costly. Maybe that's an offer.
So the thing now is that there are many residents,
like
those on the Diamond Estate, which you mentioned, that are suffering this degradation.
Particularly that of Diamond Estate is worse.
Due to no fault of theirs.
Due to no fault of theirs.
Because people if they had given land to the people of Diamond Estate, the property developer there who built, and they had done an environmental impact assessment, are you saying that they would have discovered that
they will?
They could most likely face this type of problem in future?
In future.
Yes. Because the residents claim that their water was always okay until very recently.
You see, part of proactiveness I was saying about the part of government. The same thing happened in Suleja Depot in 2007. I was working with NNPC for the EIA of the NNPC mega station in Minna. And as I was on site, I have reported myself with my team to the Ministry of Environment of the state. They gave us all the support. As I was on team the second day, they came in their number. Yes, we are NNPC consultant. We had problem in Maje. Please help us. People are scooping fuel. Maje River is a tributary of Gurara River. Immediately I said, okay, hold on. don't lynch us. We will work for you. We carry our equipment and everything. We abandon what NNP started us to do, and we went there. And I carry, like what that guy is doing is dangerous. There are so many institute analysis we need to carry it out before you can even dip anything into the well where fuel, contaminated fuel is. You have to take care of the air ambient of that area. You take care of pH, temperature. You now take before you now use the necessary apparatus to take the adulterated this thing into the lab. And when you get to the lab, there are so many things we look for. You will know if you see there is adulterated oil on the surface of water. You will quickly see viscosity. But you can see viscosity. It could be dirty and this, and you get to the lab and you don't see permissible level of the aromatic and benzene that's supposed to be there in the water.
What you even just mentioned now raises, it exposes the loopholes again that exist, because if NSCDC officials, as we see in that image, going in to, just as you saw, dipping those containers and then coming out with fuel, we don't see them, if at all they did, it doesn't show that they used or benefited from the wealth of knowledge of experts, you know, like yourself, who can advise them, okay, this is how to go about some of these things in determining what has even gone wrong in the first place.
Exactly.
Because if they were to do that, they should have experts, perhaps even from NNPC, to guide those activities with a view to finding solution. But that didn't happen there.
It didn't happen. Since yesterday we discussed this, I've been trying to write a memo or just to write an advice to the governor that this is the best time for you. Put politics aside. Save millions' lives in this area.
Well, you've written before and done some of this before. Has anything been...
In fact, sometimes I get tired. But I will continue. I will not, because I benefited a lot from Lagos. I will not, because this is part, I've done a lot. What I'm going to do this time around is to give him a figure and give him what to do, how to tackle this menace. If the state is overwhelmed with this menace, let them contact the federal government. The lead poison in Zamfara, the Zamfara state government cried out, we are overwhelmed. And the National Committee on Ecological Problem has assisted them.
What about Nostra?
Nostra is there in Lagos. You see, the problem is when you have problem of leadership. I'll give you an example. In 2009, when the problem of the Niger Delta, of illegal bunkering and this happened, I wrote to the Minister of Environment then with a proposal that we don't have any hazardous waste treatment plants in Nigeria. The problem we're having in the Niger Delta, there are so many hazardous waste being stockpiled there. Who is going to let us construct a facility that will be handling this thing? And the minister, because he didn't know, he sent that to Nostra. Nostra invited me, and Nostra told me that, sorry, after like 1 month, and said, sorry, we cannot, it's not our responsibility. There's another department in the Ministry of the Environment who can now handle it. So and within agencies. 2 months, we have lost control on that, and people are dying. Now, the minister now has to redirect this to the Ministry of Environment, to the Pollution Control Department. Now, are you telling me the person who was the head of the affairs at that time didn't even know activities of his department?
Yeah, but just quickly before we go, I know that we're out of time, Chamberlain, sorry. You've also seen visuals of how, you know, vandals are apprehended. You've seen visuals of how people, especially now we're talking about oil theft, how barges are disposed of in Niger Delta. They just simply set ablaze. Are there any, are you taking any steps, or do you think any steps should be taken to involve the Ministry of Environment in disposal of...
in this regard. I've seen live where they shot at, it's even dangerous for them. They can all just perish within minutes. What we need to do during that, you go in with a team of experts who are chemical experts. Your own is to condole the area. Then come in with experts who will dislodge, scoop those things in an environmental safety manner. Because the cost of remediating that environment, you can't beat it.
Wow. Well, Dosala, thank you very much indeed for coming on. He's an environmentalist, and we've been speaking about the challenges faced with what you just see or saw in Ejigbo. You'll see it again, perhaps in the subsequent bulletins, but give us a moment. We'll be back.